Greetings to you all. I am Maheswari, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of EEE, Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology. In this session, we are going to see about the design of solar photovoltaic systems. In today's world, the energy demand is increasing day by day. We need to generate more power. Consequently, the carbon emissions increases. Nowadays, the people are concerned about climate change and they are interested to reduce the carbon footprints as well as the electricity bills. So, these factors drive the adoption of renewable energy sources for power generation, in particularly solar energy. The solar photovoltaic system the people prefer to install in their residential areas. The reason behind is the power generation through renewable energy sources, especially the solar PV systems, doesn't produce any pollutions and the source is available at free of cost. Moreover, it provides sustainable, cost-effective and eco-friendly energy solutions. In addition to that, it is scalable. We can extend the range of power generation and flexible. We can customize based on the customer requirements, and it supports the technological advancements like AI, IoT and smart metering. In addition to that, the government provides subsidies, tax benefits and net metering policies that make the solar installation more affordable as well as attractive. For designing the solar PV systems, we need the components such as solar PV modules, charge controller, battery, inverter. So, these are the essential components for designing the solar PV systems. For power generation, we start with solar PV modules and end with the load. Whereas, for designing the solar PV systems, we start with load estimations and we have to work from backside, that is inverter ratings and then battery capacity, charge controller specifications and number of modules to be required for generating the required power. So, we have to work from backside. So, let us see the step-by-step procedure for designing the solar PV system. Number one, as already told, we have to work from the back side. So, first we have to calculate the load, that is first step is load estimation and second step is inverter sizing, battery sizing, charge controller selection, panel sizing, wiring and productions. As a design engineer from solar EPC, that is solar engineering, procurement and construction companies like Tata Power Solar, Adani Solar, they are following these steps for designing the solar PV system. So, first step, load estimations. For that we have to analyze the load that has to be powered by solar PV systems. So, in this case study, I have taken that the number of appliances that is energized by solar PV system is given in the tabulation format. So, these are the appliances that has to be energized by solar PV systems. So, this is LED bulb and ceiling fan, TV, mini refrigerator. These are all the appliances energized by solar PV systems, and then we have to consider the load, we have to consider the power rating for each and every components. For example, LED bulb means it is of 10 watts and ceiling fan of 60 watts, TV of 80 watts and mini refrigerator of 70 watts. So, once we have to mention the name of appliances and then its power rating, we have to consider the quantity. So, how many LED bulb has to be operated or how many ceiling fan has to be operated with the help of solar PV system. So, next column we have to mention the quantity of the loads, each and every loads, and then next column we have to find the total power. So, for finding the total power for individual appliances power rating into quantities. So, 10 watts into 4, that is 40 watts. And next column we have to consider the utilization of appliances. So, that is maybe the LED bulb may be operated for 5 hours per day and ceiling fan may be operated for 4 hours per day. The refrigerator may be operated for 24 hours per day. So, based on the hour of utilization, we have to tabulate the data and accordingly we have to calculate the energy. We know the formula energy which is equal to power into time. So, just multiply the total power into number of hours utilized. So, 40 into 5, 200 watt hour. Similarly, we have to fill all the energy column and the power column, and finally we have to find the cumulative power. So, in this case study, so I have mentioned the LED bulb, ceiling fan, TV, mini refrigerator. For example, consider this ceiling fan of 60 watts. We are going to use 3 ceiling fans that has to be energized by solar PV system. So, the total power requirements is 180 and it has to be operated for the maximum period of 4 hours per day. Then the energy required is 720 watt hour. So, the similar likewise we have to fill all the datas, and after filling the data we have to find the cumulative power as well as cumulative energy. So, this is what the reference values for calculating the other components. So, next sizes, once we have found the load estimation, then we go with inverter sizing. So, we know that inverter is a device which converts the DC power to AC. Since our home we are utilizing the AC driven loads, but the power generated from the solar PV system is DC in nature. So, we have to convert the DC power to AC with the help of inverter. So, the inverter output is given to the load. So, which found the load estimation, the power energy required or power required for the load. We found the value in a previous step. So, which means we have found the output of the inverter. In this inverter sizing, we need to find the input energy to the inverter. So, we have to found these two parameters. So, we know the formula efficiency which is equal to output power by input power. So, just we know the input power and input energy. So, as well as based on the inverter we have chosen for our configuration, maybe we can choose microtech inverter or we got inverter. So, based on the inverter the efficiency differs. So, that will be mentioned in the specifications of the company. So, here I have chosen the efficiency is 93%. So, by substituting this value input power which is equal to output power divided by efficiency, from the load estimation we found that the output power is 370 and efficiency is 93%. So, the input power to the inverter is 397.8 watts. Similarly, in terms of energy, the output energy is 3000 as per our previous step, and which is divided by the efficiency. So, the input energy to the inverter should be 3226 watt hour. So, this is what the step by step procedure for finding the inverter sizing. And next, this is what our energy input power to the inverter and input energy to the inverter, but we have to analyze with the inverter available in the market. So, in the market the inverter is available with 400 watts with 12 volt DC input and 230 volt AC output. So, we have to match with the market inverter. So, our case 397.8 watts. So, it is compatible with 400 watts inverter. So, we may prefer 400 watts inverter with 12 volt DC input and 230 volt AC output. So, generally it is good to choose an inverter with a high input DC voltage. So, the reason behind this, so this is the power rating of a inverter. If I am increasing the input voltage, this is 12 volt, this is 24 and 28 volt, means if I increasing the input voltage means consequently the current value decreases. So, we know the formula power which is equal to voltage into current. If the voltage is increases, then current is decreases. So, if current decreases means we can use the thin wires and the power loss will be reduced. But the problem is if the system voltage is high means we need more number of batteries. So, battery cost matter in design of solar PV systems. Battery is a major concern for overall cost of the solar PV systems. So, generally we prefer 12 volt supply. So, this is for cost constraint. So, next step is battery sizing. So, the battery sizing once again we work from the back sides. So, the inverter input is the output of a battery. So, we already found the input power input energy for the inverter, this is 3226 and the inverter voltage is 12 volt. So, based on that, that is we know the formula energy which is equal to power into time. It is also represented as voltage into current into time. So, we have a energy value as well as we are having the voltage, system voltage value. So, we can find the battery capacity in amp hour. So, amp hour which is equal to WH, that is energy divided by voltage. So, by substituting the 3226 by 12, it will give a value of 268.83 amp hour. So, one more thing, we have to consider in battery sizing. So all the batteries not eligible to supply the 100% of power what it is stored. So it can deliver 50% of charge to the load, or some batteries, lithium ion batteries or lead acid batteries, that will supply the power of 80%. That is whatever the energy that has to be stored, 80% of energy can be in form of energy. So the depth of discharges are getting varied battery to batteries. So in my case I have chosen it is 50%. Then what about the battery capacity? So we have to multiply the battery capacity into depth of discharge. So the value is 537.66 amp hour. I want to energize my load for 2 days, even there is no sunlight. I have to energize my load without any interruption means, then we have to consider the another one factor, that is number of days autonomy. So number of days of autonomy, if I have chosen 2 means I can able to deliver energy to my loads for 2 days. So for that we have to store extra energy. So we have to multiply the required capacity into number of days of autonomy. So here we have taken as 2, so that is multiplied, the value is 1075 approximately. So this is what the final energy required, but in a market this kind of a value which is not available as a battery. So we have to consider the battery which is available in the market. So in a market we can choose the 150 amp hour battery means, so total power required divided by available battery of 1 capacity, so which will give 7.16 value. So round up to the approximately 8 batteries, and these batteries are to be connected in parallel, since the system voltage is 12 volt as well as the battery voltage is 12 volt and inverter voltage is 12 volt. So to make the same voltage means we have to connect the batteries in parallel manner. And next one, solar charge controller selections. So it has to be compatible with the battery as well as inverter. So it has to be chosen as 400 watts and voltage of 12 volt and maximum current of 34 amps. And next one, we have to find out the PV module sizing. For that we have to consider the power rating, what about the solar panel we are choosing, their ratings, and current and voltage ratings. So we have to consider these factors. So this is also work from backside. So the total energy required is 3226 watt hour. If suppose battery efficiency is 90%, then the energy to be generated from the solar panel should be 3584 watt hours. So for solar panel calculations or for sizing, we have to consider 2 more things. One is peak sun hours. So peak sun hours means the number of hours per day the sunlight averages of 1000 watt per meter squares. In Virudhunagar we have a sun peak hours of 5.5 hours. So per hour I can able to produce the 652 watts per hour. Like so this is what my requirements, 3584.44. This is what my requirement to drive my loads. I can, in our Virudhunagar we are having 5.5 sun peak hours. So 1 hour I need to generate 652 watts per hour. So the PV modules which is available in the market of different ratings, 40 watts, 60 watts, 75 watts, 100 watts, we may choose 150 watts. So my requirement is 652 per hour, I have to generate 652 watts. So divided by 1 panel ratings of 150 watts. So I need approximately 5 PV panels. So these panels are connected in series. And final one, wiring and productions. So this is very important for making all the components to be connected. To make the current flow, we need wiring and production units. So for wiring sizing, we can use 25 millimeter square for battery connections and 6 millimeter square for solar panel wiring. And for productions we may use fuses, surge protectors, breakers, and then grounding. So this will ensure the safety. So in conclusions, to design a solar PV system to energize the home appliances like our case study, We need solar panels of 150 watt panels, charge controller of 34 amps and 12 volt, 150 amp hour batteries with a voltage rating of 12 volt, an inverter of 400 watts and 12 volt. For productions, we need to prefer fuses, circuit breakers, surge protectors and wires of 250 millimeter square for battery connections and 6 millimeter square for solar panel wiring. Thank you all.